Cleveland, Ohio, when the solar eclipse was in totality Monday high above Progressive Field at just after 4 p.m., the sold-out crowd started singing Jose, 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 Jose. The game was still almost an hour away, but viewing such a celestial event must have triggered something inside Guardians fans. Perhaps they had a premonition. If so, it was a good one. Ramirez brought the fans to full voice for real in the fifth inning with a two-run homer as the Guardians beat the White Sox, 4-0, to win their home opener in front of 35,735 fans. The Guards, 8-2 to start the season, have won 5 straight games. The homer came off former Guardians Ironman Brian Shaw for a 4-0 lead. It was Ramirez's second homer of the season, his 100th at Progressive Field, and it gave him the franchise lead for homers by a third baseman with 174. Ramirez had been tied with Al Rosen, whose last season with the Indians was 1956. Tristan McKenzie, 1-1, 4.00, pitched 5 2/3 scoreless innings for the win. This was a different McKenzie than the one Cleveland fans saw in his first start of the season on April 1 against Seattle. In that game McKenzie came out of character, throwing 36 sliders compared to 24 fastballs. They were the most sliders he'd thrown in any start in his career. McKenzie and the Guardians lost that game, 5-4, as he allowed 5 runs in 3 1/3 innings. Monday, McKenzie went back to his fastball. He still hasn't shown the velocity that he did before his right elbow injury last year, but he didn't shy away from it against the 1-9 White Sox. McKenzie threw 63 fastballs compared to 7 sliders. Chicago worked him for 4 walks, but McKenzie allowed only 3 hits with 2 strikeouts in 87 pitches. Cleveland's pressure offense created a 1-0 lead in the third. Andrés Giménez opened the inning with a double off lefty Tanner Banks, 0-1, 2.08. After Austin Hedges lined out to shortstop Braden Shoemake, Brian Rocchio sent a grounder to Shoemake. Shoemake, hurrying to make a play to keep Giménez at third, let the ball get past him for an error. Giménez scored and Rocchio went to second. The Guardians made it 2-0 in the fourth when lefty Tim Hill hit Giménez with the bases loaded. Hill relieved Dominic Leone with 1 out and the bases full. Hill hit Giménez with a 1-2 pitch to score Josh Naylor. Giménez has been hit by pitches in MLB 5 times this year. He's been hit 50 times since the start of the 2022 season. The White Sox are off to their worst start since 1974. They've lost 5 straight and have scored just 16 runs in 10 games. The Guardians' bullpen, which entered the game with a 1.90 ERA, was once again in fine form. Tim Herrin, Hunter Gaddis, Cade Smith and Emmanuel Clase closed the deal. It's the first time this season Clase has pitched in a non-save situation. The Guardians out-hit the White Sox, 10-4. Leadoff man Stephen Kwan led the way with 3 hits. It was his 4th 3-hit game of the season. Next, LHP Logan Allen, 2-0, 2.